Welcome to The Explainer. I am so incredibly excited you're here. Today, we are completely demystifying hair oils, and more importantly, figuring out how to tailor a routine that works exactly for your unique biology. If you've ever stood in a beauty aisle, totally overwhelmed by the thousands of products promising miracle hair growth, trust me, you are in the right place. We're going to explore the real science behind it all together. Let's get right into it. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover everything from the literal science of hair moisture and figuring out your unique porosity, all the way to breaking down the exact oils you should be using. Plus, we'll talk about keeping your scalp healthy, tweaking things for the winter cold, and building a weekly ritual that actually makes sense for you.
So let's start with the absolute foundation, understanding your own biology. Why exactly do curly and textured hair biologically struggle so much with dryness?
It's honestly such a common and frustrating question, right? Why is my hair dry literally an hour after I wash it? You do everything right. You condition, you carefully detangle, but your curls still end up feeling rough, brittle, and just thirsty. To really understand why, we've got to look inside the hair itself. And it all comes down to lipids. Lipids are basically these natural fatty compounds, like ceramides, that sit inside and around your hair shaft. Think of them as the gatekeepers. Their job is to regulate and lock in water. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Research shows that curly hair naturally has a completely different internal lipid structure compared to straight hair. Because curly hair has fewer of these free fatty acids on the surface, its moisture barrier just isn't as strong. Plus, your scalp's natural oils have a way harder time traveling down a spiral hair shaft. This means moisture escapes so much faster than it does in straight hair. So if you've been struggling, honestly, it's not a personal failure, it's just biology. Now that we know why our hair loses moisture, we have to talk about hair porosity. This is literally the single most critical factor when it comes to choosing the right oil for your routine. Porosity is simply a measure of how easily your hair absorbs and holds onto moisture. And the best part? You can figure yours out right now with a super easy visual at-home test. All you do is take a clean, dry strand of your hair, drop it into a normal glass of water, and just watch what happens. Does it sink right away? Does it kind of hover in the middle? Or does it stay floating right up on the surface? Okay, let's dive into this and see what your results actually mean. If your hair sinks fast, you've got high porosity hair. Your hair's cuticle is wide open, which means it absorbs water instantly, but unfortunately, it loses it just as fast. If it sinks slowly, you've got medium, balanced porosity. But if it floats on top, you have low porosity hair. That means your cuticle is very tight and stubbornly resists absorbing moisture. Knowing this result is absolutely crucial because it completely dictates the kind of oil you need to be using. So let's pivot to the pharmacy of oils, if you will, and match your brand new porosity diagnosis with the exact right treatment. And this brilliantly illustrates why understanding porosity is a total game changer. There is a massive difference between these two categories of oils. Penetrating oils, like coconut or squalane, have tiny molecular structures. They can literally sneak past a tight, low-porosity cuticle and enter the inner cortex of the hair to hydrate it from the inside out. On the flip side, sealing oils, like castor oil or shea butter, are heavy, occlusive barriers. They don't penetrate, they just sit right on the surface. So if you have high-porosity hair with those open cuticles, heavy sealers are your absolute best friend because they lock all that escaping moisture safely inside. Let me give you a really incredible example of a penetrating oil doing its job. Scientific studies have actually shown that coconut oil reduces protein loss by up to 39% when you use it as a pre-wash treatment. Because it penetrates so deeply, it binds to the structural proteins inside your hair. It's essentially protecting your hair from getting stripped away by water and shampoo before you even step foot in the shower. How cool is that? Now, we've talked a lot about the strands themselves, but a truly healthy curl ritual has to start at the root. We need to talk about scalp health and how these oils are actually processed. When you're shopping, you'll often see terms like cold-pressed and refined slapped on the labels. This really, really matters. Cold-pressed oils use a heat-free extraction method, which beautifully preserves all those delicate nutrients, fatty acids, and vitamins your hair desperately needs. Refined oils, though, they're processed with high heat and chemicals, which basically damages those active compounds. So if you're investing in an oil for your hair's long-term health, like avocado or evening primrose oil, you absolutely want to look for cold-pressed to ensure you're getting the actual nutritional benefits. We also need to get crystal clear on the difference between carrier oils and essential oils. Plant-based carrier oils like jojoba, squalane, or sweet almond are your hydrating bases. They're gentle and you can apply them pretty freely. Essential oils, on the other hand, like rosemary or peppermint, are highly concentrated, potent plant extracts. You never want to apply these directly to your skin. Instead, you add just a few drops to your carrier oil to safely dilute them. These essential oils are fantastic for stimulating the scalp, improving blood flow, and creating the perfect healthy environment for hair growth.
I know you might see a lot of wild, bold claims online, but real scientific research genuinely does support formulating herbal hair oils for active growth and scalp health. Combining a great cold-pressed carrier oil with stimulating essential oils like rosemary has been studied and proven to support follicle activity. You don't need a magical, overpriced miracle product, just good science, consistency, and a little bit of patience. And remember, your hair doesn't live in a vacuum. As the seasons shift, your routine absolutely must adapt to the climate, especially as we head into the colder months. So the crucial point here is that harsh winter climates are incredibly stressful on textured hair. Think about it. You're dealing with freezing, low humidity air outside and then intensely dry artificial heating inside. This combination rapidly pulls moisture right out of your curls, way faster than the humid, sticky air of summer. Honestly, a lightweight summer oil routine simply won't survive a harsh winter. You've got to adjust your oil weight and frequency. To combat this completely, I highly recommend a technique called the winter coat oil layering method. Here's how it works. After washing, first apply a water-based leave-in moisturizer to your damp hair. Second, add a light penetrating oil, like argan, to really sink in. And finally, top it all off with a heavy butter or sealing oil, like shea or castor. This creates an amazing double seal over your cuticle, totally locking that hydration safely inside against those harsh, dry indoor heating environments. All right, we've covered the biology, the chemistry, and the climate. Let's bring it all home and put this into a practical, actionable weekly schedule that you can actually stick to. Here's a super simple step-by-step recipe for a custom pre-wash blend you can make right now. First, take a tablespoon of a carrier base. Jojoba is fantastic for all hair types because it closely mimics your scalp's natural sebum. Second, add just 3 to 5 drops of rosemary essential oil to safely dilute it. Third, part your hair and gently massage this blend directly into your scalp for 3 to 5 minutes. This massage really boosts circulation and preps the follicles. Just leave it on for about 30 minutes before you hop in the shower for wash day. Before we wrap things up, let's quickly review a few common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, slapping heavy oils on low porosity hair. Please don't do this. It'll just cause massive product buildup and leave you feeling greasy. Number 2, believing viral internet myths that an oil will give you 3 million times faster hair growth. Listen, hair growth is a slow biological process. There are absolutely no overnight miracles. Number 3, skipping your water glass porosity check. And number 4, relying on a single lightweight oil year-round without adjusting for that dry winter heating. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how simple it makes things. Go ahead and screenshot this rapid recap table. It all comes down to matching your porosity to the right oil. Once you do your float test, you can easily find your perfect match right here. Got low porosity? Stick to lightweight penetrating oils like argan, grapeseed, or squalane. Medium porosity? Try jojoba, sweet almond, or olive oil. High porosity? That's when you bring out the heavy hitters to seal that open cuticle. Think castor, shea, and coconut. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Go look at the bottles sitting in your bathroom right now. Are your current products fighting your unique hair's biology, or are they actually nourishing it? By understanding your own porosity and the science of lipids we just talked about, you have the power to completely transform your routine. Embrace your natural hair chemistry, start experimenting with the right cold-pressed oils, and build a ritual that truly works for you. Thanks for hanging out with me on The Explainer today, and happy growing.